All right guys, welcome back to Cooking Unscripted. Today we are going to have a little friendly interstate competition. Lobster rolls are a beloved thing in New England. Being from Connecticut, the lobster roll that I grew up with is hot, it is not cold. But if you're from north of Connecticut or Rhode Island, then your lobster roll is cold. It's an inner battle that I have. Growing up in Connecticut, the Mystic lobster roll is beloved to me. I actually didn't know that there was a cold lobster. We always referred to it as lobster salad, not a lobster roll, when I was growing up and even when I was first coming up in restaurants. So we're gonna do a little battle, a little taste test between the two. I already kind of know which way I'm gonna lean because I grew up that way. But first and foremost, today's video is sponsored by Sierra Gold Seafood. Those guys are awesome. If you live in Reno, and you want some fresh seafood, best seafood in the city, you go see Sierra Gold. Richie, Brendan, tell them Jason sent you. They're gonna take very good care of you. These two boys came from there. We're about to get some good eating on. Go visit Sierra Gold Seafood. Lobster is one of those things that is easily overcooked and easily undercooked. There's really not much of a gray area. You can go 30 seconds over, 30 seconds under, and you're dealing with undercooked lobster or an overcooked lobster. Most importantly, we want to get it out of the shell. We want to be able to get it out of the shell whole, but not overcooked to the point where it's falling apart or tearing. It's really, really simple. It's 8 to 8.5 minutes in boiling water. Pull it out immediately into an ice bath, let it cool, shuck it. We're gonna toss one in mayonnaise, a little bit of mayonnaise, some celery, some chive, a little bit of lemon juice, and salt and pepper, and that's it. The other one goes into some melted butter, salt, pepper, and topped with chives. Both are on New England style hot dog buns, which I got from boxofmaine.com. We don't have them here in Nevada, sorry. Yeah, we ordered New England style lobster rolls from them, or New England style hot dog buns. These are also great for hot dogs, so much better than a normal bun. The reason why they're so important when it comes to lobster rolls is you can actually toast the sides. So you have that nice soft lobster in the middle, and then you have that crunchy, crispy brownness of the bun on the outside. Some people will put lettuce in their lobster roll. I don't. Let's get to it. Let's get the lobster started. If you are not capable of cooking your own lobster, you don't want to cook your own lobster, you can buy already cooked lobster meat. Obviously it's slightly more expensive because you're paying somebody else to do the work, but at the same time, it's also spongy. I mean, they've got to preserve it. It's not as fresh. It's not fresh, so it has a spongy texture to it. I'm not saying it's bad. It just has a slightly different texture rather than cooking your own lobster. So first things first, cover your eyes. I'm actually not gonna show it, but we're gonna put the lobsters into the boiling water and we're gonna cook them for 8.5 minutes. Our water is boiling. Some people will put a little bit of vinegar in it or a little bit of salt. It actually makes the meat easier to remove. But again, you're adding vinegar, which you're gonna get that slight vinegar taste. All right, let's make some mayonnaise. We're making mayonnaise. To make mayonnaise is pretty simple. Huevos, eggs, oil, salt, pepper, a little bit of lemon juice. It's actually not difficult. You can put some garlic in there. We don't want that. We want just a basic mayonnaise for a lobster roll. We got 3.5 minutes left on here. Can't find the spot. Is it ubu? Nope. Oh, there we go. I need a lemon, a little squirt. And then oil. Probably could use a little more oil. I got it. Perfect. Mayonnaise, lobsters. So bright shell, immediately into an ice bath to stop the cooking process. And we'll let those sit, cool for a few minutes before they're cool enough to handle and get it out of the shell. Season our mayonnaise, olive oil. So lobster rolls, the cold ones are pretty simple. Like I said, they're celery, lemon juice, mayonnaise, salt, pepper, chives. Some people will use tarragon, dill, which is fine, but it's not. The point behind lobster rolls, especially being in New England and Maine in particular, is that you want to taste the lobster. The whole point is the lobster. I think that's why I prefer the Mystic lobster roll over the Maine lobster roll, is because there is no mayonnaise, there is no salt, pepper, it's just butter and chives. A little bit of lemon juice if you want, but there's no onion, there's no tarragon, there's no dill, there's no tartar sauce, no cocktail sauces, none of that stuff. It's just plain good old-fashioned lobster and butter. A little bit of celery, and then it's just a little bit of mayonnaise. It doesn't take a lot. This isn't this wet salad. It's lobster that is coated in mayonnaise but not drenched in mayonnaise. It shouldn't be this wet mess. Tail, claws. You can use the leg meat. It's bitch to get out, but you can use it. It's basically you break it open, break it off, and then you suck the meat out, kind of like crawfish. You push on the shell and suck the meat out of it. To break the tail, as you can see, there's some roe in this one. Push down, and if it's cooked correctly, it should come right out. Same with the claws. Easiest way to tell if the claws are good and that it's been cooked correctly is that if you pull that out, that comes out. One thing I do see people do, and I don't think we need to do it with the shell because it's pretty soft, is people will hit the shell with the blade of the knife. Do not do that. One, it'll damage your knife. Two, if it slips, then chances are you're gonna cut yourself. Always use the back of the knife. With these, the shells are pretty soft, so we can just kind of break them and just tear the shell, but the whole claw comes out. Knuckle meat is important. Knuckle meat's actually better than the tail meat and the claw meat, so make sure you get all your knuckle meat out as well. And again, this is a pretty soft shell. Yes, I'm gonna give you a knuckle sandwich. But if you have to squirt big claw, that comes out, claw stays whole, it's cooked correctly. If it comes out and then when you go to take the shell off, it sticks to the shell or it begins to fall apart, then it's either overcooked or it's undercooked. If it sticks to the shell, it's usually undercooked. Fun fact, my dad, when he went to a steakhouse, he ordered lobster and they brought it out to him shelled and he sent it back. He said if he was gonna order lobster, he wanted to de-shell it himself. That's my dad. Stick this over here because we've got a bunch. Mayonnaise, celery, salt, pepper, lemon juice, and we're gonna add just a little bit of chive, and that's it for the cold version. This is for James and my wife. It's kind of weird. I'm never gonna look at you the same. So a little chive, lobster, cut that off, and then just some big chunks, some of the claw, or some of the knuckle meat, claw meat. So you don't have to really break it down very much. It's just a simple little salt, pepper, celery, chive, mayonnaise. We're gonna let that sit for a second. The most important part of the actual lobster roll, which is the bun. I am a bun guy. The whole point behind these, again, like I said, is the fact that it's flat, very pancake. I prefer round, but you know what? You work with what God gave your partner. Was it funny? So bun, we'll toast two, because why not? Nobody wants just one bun. Yeah, both. Delicious. It smells like buns. The whole point behind this is to get a nice crispy outside on the bun. We have our two buns. I will toast another one for the missus, because she wants one. In the meantime, we've got our lobster for our Mystic lobster roll. And this is just tossed in butter, a little pepper, and then salt. So with this one, that's all we're doing, is just sauteing some lobster in some butter, getting it in the hot dog bun. Why not overload it? Bam. Again, you can put lettuce. People will put lettuce, they'll put tomato. I don't personally like that. You're the one who has to eat it. If you don't like something, just because somebody tells you you have to put it in there, doesn't mean that you have to. Yeah, do what I say. So cooking unscripted, Colt. All hail Obi-Wan. To finish off, we're just gonna hit with a little chive over the top, a little squirt of lemon juice, and that's it. That's all it takes to make lobster rolls. It is not a difficult thing to do. It's one of the things in my career that I rarely, if ever, will bougify or extra a lobster roll, because it is exactly what I want it to be, which is just this great, wonderful childhood memory. Seems to be doing a lot of childhood stuff lately, things I grew up with. I think I'm in my feels. I'm already on the downside, so midlife's already passed. That's what Mustangs and Land Rovers are for. Interstate battle begin. Told you where I already go, because I grew up in New England, in Connecticut. We all grew up in New England. Why would I cut it in half? You think I'm gonna share this? You're out of your mind. This is not a sandwich, this is lobster roll. This is lobster roll. Where are you from? 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 Are you from like Idaho or something? It's hard just to beat a plain, good old-fashioned butter and lobster. But we're gonna try. Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Mystic and the hot because it's childhood. You can't go wrong with either one. And I'm not saying that because it's my show and I have to give a non-biased opinion. If you're in Maine, if you're in Connecticut, stop, have a lobster roll. You're gonna get two very different experiences. But hopefully you enjoyed this. You had some laughs. You learned how to make a pretty standard lobster roll, pretty easy lobster roll. I will see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, notify, all that good stuff. Mystic or Maine? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.